Good YouTube. Second trade of the day. It's currently 5:59 a.m. All right, so we're bullish on the 1 hour time frame, and we're bullish on the 15-minute time frame as well. We have this 15-minute fair value gap here, okay, and price just entered into the 15-minute fair value gap. And if price enters into a bullish 15-minute fair value gap and then shows bullish pressure coming out of it, what can you think is going to happen? More bullishness, or the exact same move or a similar move is going to happen. So let's see what happens. So I was waiting for a break of structure to the upside out of this 15-minute fair value gap, and we finally got that. Price made a high, a bullish candlestick, then a bearish candlestick. Then this makes a high here, and then price closed above this high with this bullish candlestick here. Then I was waiting for price to enter into equilibrium, which is from the swing low to the swing high, or this 1 minute order block. Price decided to enter into this 1 minute equilibrium and then give us a bullish candlestick coming out of it. So I didn't want to risk too much on this trade because the candlestick was so big. So I just put my stop here, and it's right below where the 50% mark is at, and it's the last low that was created before the bullish candlestick. So I didn't put my stop all the way down here, which is technically where prices invalidates the trade, or the trade is invalidated if price closes below this low here. So we got a 2.5 risk reward trade at the top. You have a 2.5 risk or 2.6 risk reward on the second TP, and we have a 1 risk reward on the first TP. So let's see what happens. Our TP1 gets hit. We move our stop loss to break even. TP2 gets hit as well, and then we get stopped out. Okay, so a similar move did happen. Okay, which is what we wanted, and we got an easy, I think it was a 1.6 RR trade, which is great. It's fantastic. Then we get stopped out, and then we also get an opportunity to re-enter into this trade as well. So if price has not invalidated this order block yet, so, and we also have a 1 minute fair value gap here. So I was looking for price to re-enter into the 1 minute order block and then give us another bullish candlestick coming out of it. And unfortunately, price never did that and just invalidated the order block. So yeah, it's really cool. I was about to say, it's really cool that how you can reuse the order blocks and reuse these confluences before they get invalidated. Because I've taken multiple trades just off of one order block before, which is just crazy, so wild. One thing, I technically de-risked, okay, because I don't know if it's just because I don't have a lot of confidence trading equilibrium or what, but I believe, well, I've been watching Mark Douglas, and he says this wasn't even like a main topic of discussion, but he said you would de-risk on a 1 star trade and you would full risk on a 5 star trade, right? Not full pour or full over leverage your account, but just full risk. So like my risk would be technically 1 to 3%, so like 3%. And a 5 star trade in my book is an order block trade because you get to put your stop loss below the low, below the main low, or below the order block, which is where the the trade gets invalidated at. But equilibrium, price can come down, stop you out, and then continue the move up. And to me, an equilibrium trade, especially just one confluence, isn't a 5 star trade. I think I would consider it just a 1 star or a 2 star. And I view equilibrium like a single confluence fair value gap trade as well. Because the move can be like all the way up here, price enter into the fair value gap, show bullish pressure coming out of the fair value gap, and you put your stop loss below the fair value gap, and price could just keep on booming. But price could stop you out and yet the trade isn't technically invalidated in my book because the whole setup started from the order block. It started from the liquidity sweep or the entry or the bullish pressure coming out of the high time frame confluence or the liquidity sweep. So any trade that I take in the future that's based off of a 1 minute or based off of a fair value gap that's up here, for example, price enters into it and shows bullish pressure coming out of it, or equilibrium, for example, because if you look at this trade here, like price somewhat had a bullish candlestick here, like you could potentially enter based off of this candlestick, right? But I feel like it's a lot more higher risk, less probability. So I would de-risk if I was going to take a trade like this, for example. So um, something to think about, and I'm happy that I'm doing these 100 back tests because I feel like I'm learning so much and really giving myself a lot of time to really consume and digest all of this information when it comes to trading and my trading plan and how I want to master it. And I understand you can only master your trading skill and your trading ability through the actual live market itself, but you can prepare to the best of your ability. Like I'm preparing so much for for these markets, and I'm watching these psychology videos by Mark Douglas. Dude is an absolute goat of trading psychology. Like I literally cannot wait to read his book, The Disciplined Trader and Trading in the Zone. And I would love to get his my hands on those two books as well to actually read them and like actually in my hand. But also having what else? His psychology videos have helped me so much, dude. And there's so many hours of it on YouTube. It truly is a pleasure to be able to see this guy's creation and what he basically obsessed about and what he learned throughout his entire career of day trading and being a day trading coach. Like he's passed away now. He died in 2015, but he's left behind so much. It makes me think about like what am I going to leave behind for humankind to be able to progress because I get to use that valuable information in that book that he spent 10 years or 7 years on. You know, it's crazy to think about, but hopefully you learned something in this video. I appreciate you. Thank you.